you find cheap shoes online and want to place an order. But to do that, the seller tells you to download an app. You do so in anticipation of the great bargain you will snag. But this happens instead. The seller can see everything you do on your phone, every move you make, including how you access your bank account. Your shoe bargain is a guise for a malware scam.
At least 10 million Singapore dollars was lost to malware scams in Singapore, and that's just within the first 6 months of this year. The number of victims, only 750, which means each of them suffered huge losses.
I've been investigating how these scams work.
Wow, look,
What is
now there's
this?
something else.
Let's buy something. Let's see where it takes us.
So the distraction is here, the scam is here.
Oh, actually, I see everything. I see what is on the phone. If you open the banking app now, will I see that too? Wow, it says DBS. The user ID just popped up here. A screenshot of it, and you just put in the PIN, right? My gosh, that's really scary.
And met someone who nearly lost her life savings to scammers.
I saw my DBS app flash open. I'm like, OMG. And then it hit me. He is remotely controlling my phone. And then I saw my UOB app flash open. And then I saw OTP request. Wow, in full panic mode.
Okay.
So I tried to off my phone and I couldn't.
So in this episode, I want to find out who is behind these sophisticated scams.
That's why I'm here, the newly operationalized anti-scam command center. This headquarters is at the front line of the fight against cyber-related crimes in Singapore. In August alone, officers arrested 13 people, including 2 teenagers, for their suspected involvement in malware scams.
From the people that you have arrested under this malware scams, what are their roles?
They are all money mules. These money mules are people who actually relinquish their bank accounts or even sell their SingPass credentials over job offers on Telegram. Yeah, so all these are like online advertisements that they've seen on Telegram, offering them fast cash for like maybe a few $100 just for a bank account or SingPass credentials.
So these people are not really part of the criminal organization, I guess.
But they're facilitating the scam syndicates in laundering money overseas.
So when it comes to malware scammers, would you say it's harder to catch these guys?
Yeah, I think because in general, most public are not quite familiar with this type of scam. Previously, it's just like the scammer and the victims just communicating online and the scammers telling the victim to transfer monies to either overseas or to local bank accounts. But right now, there's an aspect whereby the victims, they themselves don't know that the malware apps are being downloaded or installed on their mobile phones. So once this malware apps is being installed on the victim's mobile phone, it actually compromises the security of the phone. So malwares will be able to steal data and passwords, such as those belonging to your internet banking or SingPass credentials. And using those credentials and passwords, they are able to make transfers out of the victim's bank account without their knowledge.
And what about the organization behind them? Is that here in Singapore too?
They are usually in neighboring countries.
My research into malware scams found reports of cybercrime syndicates in places like Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam. Vietnam stands out because I came across reports saying it's among the world's top 5 hotbeds for cyber criminals. So that's where I'm heading. Once underdeveloped, is now known as having one of the best high-tech human resources in Asia. This didn't happen by chance. It was a deliberate attempt by the Vietnamese government to grow the talent pool. From 3rd grade, students in most public schools in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are already learning computer science. And when they reach high school, coding is compulsory in IT classes.
Now, you may not be able to tell, but Hanoi is in the midst of a digital transformation to expand its government services like tourism and healthcare online. It aims to be a smart administrative city by 2030. But does this come at a price?
According to the Vietnamese Authority of Information Security, Vietnam saw a 64% rise in online fraud in the first half of this year, compared to the same period last year. About a quarter of online scam cases last year involved personal data being stolen, including malware scams. Nguyen Quang Dong is one of Vietnam's leading experts on digital safety.
We observe the trend for the last 5 years, and there is a growing number of crimes, number of incidents related to online fraud, scam, malware in here.
So you're saying you see there are more scams happening here in Vietnam?
Yeah, more and more in the last 5 years.
In the last 5 years, okay.
Yeah.
And the scammers are from Vietnam also?
Yeah, we come from Vietnam.
And who are these hackers?
Mostly the young people.
Yeah.
The young people here is good at technology, very tech savvy, and young people self-study too. They learn from social media group. They learn each other about attacking skill.
These young hackers, will they be able to learn the malware and later develop their own?
I think both. They can learn and develop by themselves.
So are there some groups within Vietnam that sort of control a lot of the cybercrime that's happening?
Those groups quite small and working individual rather than connecting.
It sounds like a lot of these scammers, with a background in computer science, are learning how to create malware online. But where are these tutorials found?
I can show you right now.
I'm about to find out how easy it is to create a malware.
Wow.
I've just learned that there are hackers based in Vietnam creating malware. What frightens me is that they're learning how to code these malicious software on their own. I managed to track down someone who began his criminal pursuits when he was just 16 years old, going online to steal personal information and credit card details.
At first, it's just for fun though.
But by the time he reached his 20s, he was chasing big money.
After talking with cybercriminal, they share with me another tip to make money that stealing US identities. So basically, it contains a lot of sensitive information like full name, date of birth, social security numbers, driver license number, and also like banking account.
Hugh Min Ngo was arrested in 2013 for stealing personal data of 200 million US citizens, right from his own home in Vietnam. He was sentenced to 13 years in prison. But in 2019, Hugh was released early due to good behavior. Today, he uses his hacking skills to bait criminals for Vietnam's cybersecurity agency.
So how easy is it to create malware?
Anybody can create it if they know some little technical skill. I can show you right now. The first step is usually a hacker, they base on an open source malware.
Okay.
And most of the time they can find on GitHub. These open source malware, you can see they have all the introduction, how to use it, how to build it, and they also have a video to show to the hacker how to do it. So after that, I combine the open source, become like this malware builder.
So it's just building an app. I just choose what I want in it, and it'll build it automatically.
Right.
Okay.
And then you can buy with an original APK like Instagram, WhatsApp, or any official application.
The tool Hugh is using allows him to either build his own malicious APK, short for Android Package Kit file, which can be easily downloaded into an Android phone. Or he can bind his malicious app with other legitimate apps. These malwares allow the scammer to access almost everything on the victim's phone.
Camera, storage, mic, location, contacts, SMS call.
And then the threat actor, the hacker, right? They just need to boot their server in here, and that's it. They build the app. It's just within a second.
Once downloaded onto a device, the malware communicates with a server or a computer program belonging to the scammer. The scammer can, through this program, execute commands like stealing sensitive data.
Okay, so in other words, I tell it what to build, then I just click build and it does everything automatically.
Right, automatically.
Wow.
And it's just a few steps, and then you can see they can manipulate this phone from far away, from any country they want. They can manipulate the camera, file manager, they can read the text message, anything.
So how long would it take to create one malware app?
Like an hour.
1 hour, that's all?
1 hour.
Someone like me who's a non-hacker, can I also create a malware app?
For you, non-technical person,
Yeah?
they can buy it.
So you mean I can just go online and buy the malware app?
Yes, it's like you go on eBay, you buy it. Very easy on Telegram. I can show you right now.
Yeah.
Right. You can see?
Okay.
This is one of the very famous malware as a service. It has like over 1,500 subscribers. Malware stealer, like $300 a month. Ransomware costs like $470
Oh my
a
gosh.
month. And you can use the whole month you want.
Wow, that is really scary. So for those guys who don't want to buy, they want to make their own, where can they learn it?
They can learn through Telegram. The hacking Bible about hacking.
Right.
Or doing scam, they have the whole scam groups or hacking groups that you can learn from. And they also selling phishing as a service, malware as a service. The phone never catch up 100% with the rate of building malware. Each day, more than 500,000 new malware a day.
New malware apps created a day, more than
500,000
500,000 every day.
every day.
Last week, I tried to bait a scammer. This scammer attempted to trick people into downloading an app to place an order for fried chicken. The app is actually a malware in disguise. That app has since been repurposed for a variety of services, but still with one purpose: to infiltrate your phone and eventually your bank account. Since Hugh is notorious for hacking, I'm getting his help to see if he can trace the source of the malware.
You can see the command and control server, maxisystem.co. Yeah, it's still active. It's working right now.
Maxi is the name of the app with malicious malware built in that's circulating in Singapore. Hugh has managed to track down not one but several IP addresses where the app could have originated from. This means there could be more than one scammer spreading the same malware app.
I find out there's more than 7,000, the same thing. This is in August, right?
Certificate issued August
Right.
26th.
But there is another one, the same one in July.
Okay, what does that mean?
The same code, right? There is more than 100. Using Maxi, right? They even like fake Google Map. And this one, the hosting account in China.
Hugh traced this malware to thousands of IP addresses from places like the US, Hong Kong, China, and many more.
So it just shows that it's being used in many different places.
Yeah.
They open a lot because they have to shut down a lot too. So open, hit, close.
The moment you close, by the next 5 minutes, they open a new one. The same one.
Scams have been evolving rapidly. With malwares, victims can be robbed without them knowing. Will it get more sophisticated than this? I want to know. What is the next big trend I need to be aware of?
Hoặc là thậm chí không cần gửi một cái đường link nào cho nạn nhân, nhưng vẫn có thể từ xa tấn công và chiếm quyền điều khiển điện thoại.
And I tell you what you need to do if your phone is infected with malware. Son and his team of cybersecurity specialists have been tracking the latest type of cyber scams emerging globally.
Are these malware becoming more sophisticated? Is it harder to detect them?
Cái mẫu malware mới ra đời thì nó sẽ càng ngày càng phức tạp và nó sẽ có thêm những cái tính năng để trốn các cái để lẩn tránh các cái phần mềm diệt virus không có khả năng để phát hiện ra nó.
This could possibly mean that warning messages like this won't even pop up anymore.
Well, right now, Android phones seem to be more vulnerable to malware scams. Do you see that changing in the future?
Hiện nay các cái cuộc tấn công đang chủ yếu diễn ra trên Android. Tuy nhiên thì đã có những cái cuộc tấn công nó đã xảy ra trên iOS và trong cái tương lai gần thì các cái cuộc tấn công trên iOS, bởi vì khi mà các cái đối tượng tội phạm càng ngày càng được trang bị những cái công cụ trên thế giới hiện nay thì cái việc mà khai thác các cái hệ điều hành iOS cũng phổ biến và cũng diễn ra tương đối là nhiều, cũng không chứ không ít so với Android.
And how soon do you think that will happen?
Tương lai này nó cũng sẽ không quá xa, bởi vì giới hacker thì có một mục tiêu rất rõ ràng và cụ thể là sẽ chiếm được tiền của cái người dùng. iOS thì hiện nay chủ yếu là zero click hoặc là thậm chí không cần gửi một cái đường link nào cho nạn nhân, nhưng vẫn có thể từ xa tấn công và chiếm quyền điều khiển điện thoại.
Zero-click hacks enter your device via emails, text messages, or even phone calls. This malware silently compromises devices without users having to click on any link. For example, even a missed call could trigger spyware to be injected. More recently, a new zero-click hack was discovered unleashing a malware into iPhones, simply when users receive an iMessage. Users did not even need to open the message to trigger the spyware. Vietnam, like Singapore, has recently set up a department that focuses on tackling cybercrime. And these fast-moving cyber scams are what officers here spend their days on as they try to outwit hackers.
What have Vietnamese police done about malware scams here?
Chúng tôi cũng nắm bắt được nhiều cái thông tin mà các cái công ty cung cấp giải pháp bảo mật, rồi là một số cái doanh nghiệp họ có thông tin ở trên các cái tạp chí rằng là có thể có những cái nhóm tin tặc đến từ Việt Nam phát tán các cái mã độc, các cái malware xâm phạm vào các cái chủ thể mà liên quan đến quyền lợi của họ như là khách hàng hay là các hệ thống thông tin của họ. Hiện nay chúng tôi đã có một số vụ việc chúng tôi đã có xác định được các đối tượng thực hiện các hành vi sản xuất phát tán mã độc và trao đổi với cơ quan thực thi pháp luật nước ngoài để phối hợp đấu tranh xử lý. Cái nội dung thứ hai là tôi cũng đã chủ động tổ chức các cái hoạt động giám sát an ninh mạng để kịp thời phát hiện ra các cái hành vi nguy hiểm cho xã hội để có các biện pháp phòng ngừa xử lý cho phù hợp. Bên cạnh đó thì chúng tôi cũng tham mưu cho các cơ quan ban ngành có liên quan để tổ chức các hoạt động giáo dục tuyên truyền về ý thức của người dân, nhất là những bạn trẻ, việc thực hiện những cái hành vi sử dụng malware để làm lây nhiễm đối với hệ thống thông tin, đó là hành vi vi phạm pháp luật.
Whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, we're all targets. And if zero-click attacks become more common, then we're more at risk than ever before. I wonder if I can tell if my phone is being tracked, tapped, or monitored by a spyware. I'm here at cybersecurity agency BKAV. This tech company specializes in cybersecurity and software, and even make their own smartphones, which makes them experts on detecting malware on our phones.
Hiệu năng của máy tính thì đang rất là cao. Đấy, trên điện thoại có thể là pin nó hết nhanh hơn, có cái dấu hiệu những bất thường trên thiết bị của chúng ta thì có thể là có quá trình ở đấy, một ứng dụng nào đấy dữ liệu đang được truyền đi, và quá trình đấy thì mình có thể nhận định được và cần rà soát lại. Ví dụ như là một phần mềm người ta có thể kiểm soát về thông tin thời gian chạy bộ nhưng mà yêu cầu một cấp quyền là đọc tin nhắn chẳng hạn, thì đấy chính là một vấn đề mà chúng ta cần phải dừng lại và phân tích.
If a mobile phone is tapped, it is recording your activities and transmitting them to a third party. This leaves a footprint in the form of increased battery usage, and as a result, the battery loses life faster.
So when it comes to malware scams, what do you think will be the most difficult part for you to crack down on?
Phần khó nhất thì chắc là phần điều tra nguồn gốc của kẻ tấn công. Thường thì các dịch vụ, các server, các cơ sở dữ liệu thường là đặt ở ngoài phạm vi ở nước ngoài. Thì cái đấy thì với quyền hạn của một chuyên gia, một nhà điều tra số thì xử lý sự cố thì không có khả năng để tiếp cận các hệ thống từ các quốc gia khác. Cái đấy là nghiệp vụ của các cơ quan chức năng.
So what can you do if you inadvertently unleash a malware in your phone? Experts say it's best to do a factory reset. Go to Settings, turn off your mobile internet connection, your Wi-Fi, and your Bluetooth. Then go to your phone's factory default settings and reset your phone. This will erase all data from your phone, but that sure beats losing your life savings.
I started my journey trying to find out who are the people behind these malware scams. Well, they proved to be elusive. But what I do know is that these criminals are quick to change and constantly finding new and easier ways to scam victims. Maybe malware today and something else tomorrow. The key is to always be alert to the tricks of their trade.